Welcome to 4 Wheel Drive TV, I'm Simon Christie. Now the crew and myself have lined up another great episode of 4 Wheel Drive trips, tips and techniques. I know you'll love it, so hang around. Tread lightly, keep it safe, play hard.
Welcome to the Victorian Hound Hunters annual microchip day here at Tullarook 2014. Bigger than ever this year. We've had over 100 hounds assessed. We've had numerous pups put through as well. Record crowds through the gate, and I think everyone here has done very, very well. There's 4,500 now with hound test endorsements on their game licences to hunt sambar deer in Victoria. We've got a good relationship with government. The DEPI are here today conducting hound tests for those wanting those endorsements on their game licences. They're also overseeing the assessment of the hounds and the registering of hounds for the purpose of scent trailing sambar deer. It's a sport that goes back 100 years. We're very proud of our heritage, and it's a way of life, absolutely. It's a family-involved activity, and of course, from where you guys sit, it's the 4-wheel drive. All the hound hunters have got 4-wheel drives. And I think you'll find the public image is the thing that's changing with hound hunting, and all forms of hunting for that matter. There's a respect campaign launched by the government. By the nature of it, it requires to be regulated. Everyone who partakes has to have a gun licence, have to be a safe, competent and reliable person. There's over 6,000 hounds registered for sambar deer hunting. All those hounds are logged, all those hounds are accounted for, and all those hounds are legal as per the breed standards. We are regulated, but we accept that. We're prepared to toe the line in that area. Hound hunting is very humane. We don't set the hounds on the deer, they don't attack the deer, they simply scent trail the deer. The key to it all is too, it's not wanton killing, it's harvesting of meat. The animals are butchered properly, they're eaten, the meat's spread amongst hunters and their families. Victorian Hound Hunters run a barbecue here all day. It's for all the members and for all the guests who have paid to get in. And it's all venison. There's venison burgers, there's venison snags, there's roast venison shortly in the Webbers. Anyone who's inexperienced, they get to come and see the hounds. They also get to see deer heads, hear stories and photos of the old days and all this sort of thing. But they also get to have a feed of the venison at the end of the day or during the day. Just the complete picture. It's a calendar day, one a year down here, and great catch up for some old characters, I can tell you. Great to have 4-Wheel Drive TV along. They do a terrific job supporting us. Just shows recreation, people out in the bush enjoying themselves, and that's what hound hunting's all about. We're no different to anyone else who goes fishing or camping or hiking or testing out their four-wheel drives. If you break down in the bush, certainly find some hound hunters. I can guarantee they'll help you out. They'll tow you out. They'll give you a hand. It's recreation at the end of the day. It's not big business. It's not profession or anything like that. It's just people enjoying the great outdoors here in Australia or in Victoria, in the Alps in particular. We have a Victorian Hound Hunters website. You can also download on the Depi website forms to register hounds and to transfer hounds and register your own pups and things like that. Thanks for coming along. Beauty.
Why do you need a dual battery system in a modern four-wheel drive? And that's a very, very good question. And I guess it's become slightly complicated now because many new vehicles actually have twin starting batteries. The important thing to understand is that is not a dual battery system. To my mind, the definition of a dual battery system is we have two batteries in a vehicle which are electrically not connected together for charging or discharging, but actually charged separately. One being effectively a house battery, the other one being for starting the car. Now, in modern day vehicles, as we've discussed earlier, we've got EFI on both petrol and diesel, we've got ABS, we've got cruise controls, we've got a whole range of electrical accessories that never existed a few years ago. So therefore the electrical load is getting bigger and bigger. Also nowadays, nearly all of our communication is done with either satellite phones, mobile phones or whatever. We need charge for that. Our navigation years ago used to be paper maps. It's not anymore. It's done on iPads and GPSs and all the other types of modern day information. So therefore the electrical load on the car when it's not running is also enormous. And the only way we can get extra power is basically putting in an auxiliary battery. Now in 90% of the cases, Piranha put their dual battery systems in the engine bay. We design our trays, we have 160 different trays to fit in the engine bay to give us the largest possible battery. And in 90% of cases, or probably 99% actually, we recommend an X-side battery for that application, because we can guarantee a reliable, workable situation that will give people good power for running all their accessories. Now the last part of the answer to this is there are now many people who actually want more than a dual battery. They go for a triple battery system. Now that might sound a bit over the top, but it's not as much as you think, because if you're looking at running a generator or running solar panels, quite often it's cheaper to put a third battery in and give yourself more capacity. Remembering batteries don't make power, guys, they store power. They're like tanks. So like having a long-range tank in your four-wheel drive, 2 extra batteries gives you a hell of a lot more capacity. So the need for dual batteries is growing more and more and more. They're getting more complicated, more difficult to do. We're up to the task and we can help you.
This week, thanks to Shane Gerish, we have highlights from Australia's newest off-road 4x4 motorsport, rock racing. Rock racing has been around for many years and is epitomised by the renowned King of the Hammers race in the US. Rock racing typically combines the well-known slow and technical rock crawling with high-speed off-road racing style sections. The benefits are a far more challenging race, a far more diverse and spectacular experience, a greater challenge in vehicle design and setup, an opportunity for rock crawlers to really hit the go pedal, and a lot more seat time for the competitors themselves. To keep these events viable and open to a wider range of vehicles, 5 different classes were set for this event. This attracted a diversity of competitors who kept the action flowing all weekend. Rock racing, like most off-road events, is huge in the States, and we hope these fledgling events kick off here in Oz. Well, thanks again to Shane Gerrish for the footage and his support of the local Queensland four-wheel drive scene. And stay tuned to 4Wheel Drive TV for the best off-road action nationwide.
Welcome everybody, come up, everyone, come on. Remarkable boats and their beautiful four-wheel drives, and that's what this show's about. Boats, four-wheel drives, part of it is enjoying your friends and your family. How big was he?
Okay, handheld UHF versus an in-car UHF. I guess the first thing we need to understand with UHFs is they do come in different output capacities. Typically, nearly every car-mounted UHF other than commercial ones will be 5 watts. Most handheld UHFs are like half a watt, 1 watt, 2 watt, 3 watts, but you can get 5 watt UHFs. So the question would therefore be, if I've got a 5 watt handheld and I've got a 5 watt in my car, what's the difference? The answer is really simple, guys. It's the thing out the front, the stick, it's the antenna. A bigger, better high gain antenna will give you better performance. It will give you better ears for listening and better distance for speaking, so you're going to work better in every application. The other big thing with a car mounted unit is you don't leave it behind. It's in the car all the time. You don't have to worry about picking it up or charging it or anything else with it. Now there's only one problem, I guess, with a car mounted unit you do have to think about. If you've got to jump out of the car to give instructions or directions, you can't take it with you, okay? In my opinion, if you can afford to buy 2, you will 1 of each. But if you're only going to choose 1 UHF, you've got to think about what your application is going to be. If it's typically 4-wheel driving, and I guess as you're in your car all the time, the good thing about the car mounted unit, as I said, you're never going to forget it. It doesn't need batteries charging. You can listen to different channels. You can have it scanning between, for instance, the truckie channel and your private channel you're listening on. So I would probably tend to say car mounted UHF. They start from as little as a couple of $100, so they're not a lot more money, and you're getting your full 5 watt capacity. I think it's a great way to go. But handheld's got some advantages too. Hopefully I haven't confused you guys. Thanks.
Now, if you've just got your first 4-wheel drive and you found that vehicle's come with a winch and you've never used one before, there's a couple of quick tips that you really want to have a look at. First thing is finding out what sort of brand winch it is and actually having that winch checked out. A good reputable 4-wheel drive store will be able to help you with this. There might be a manual for the winch in the glove box, but if there isn't, A, try to get the owner that you bought it off to show you, but also B, try and have a look at the front. Most winches have a free spool arrangement on them and always have a hand control, remote control. Depending on how the winch has been fitted to the vehicle, it may have a winch switch inside on the dash. It's really important though, if you've never used it and it's not something that you fitted, it's brand new, run the cable right out or the rope, whatever might be on the drum. Make sure that it's in safe working order and it's not pinched or creased. Problem sometimes with rope is that if it hasn't been taken out for a long time and it's been very, very wet, it can break down depending on how old it is and can snap when the time comes to using it in one of those situations. It's also really important to have yourself a proper recovery kit, and these must include a tree trunk protector, a snatch block, some proper rated D shackles, and also a winch dampening blanket. And really important to have the winch dampening blanket because when that cable's under load, and if it does let go or the rope lets go, then it becomes an absolute whip. What the cable dampener will do will actually drop the cable to the ground and nobody's going to get injured. We're here to have a good time and a safe time, and it's important that when you're winching, to always do it safely. Also another thing, if it's your first 4-wheel drive and you've never had one before, go do yourself a driver training course. And also it's important to join a quality 4-wheel drive club. It's to meet like-minded people that have had plenty of years of experience that they can be able to pass on down to you. There's plenty of clubs out there, there's plenty of enjoyable things to do. Four-wheel driving is one of the greatest things you'll ever do with your car and your family and your kids or your girlfriend, so get out there and enjoy it.
How you going? My name's Big Rick. This is my 2012 SR5 Tough Lux petrol. Tough Lux has got everything you can think of. Everything from suspension, front and rear air lockers, underbody armour, long range tank, bull bar, brush bars, rock sliders, the light bars. We've got the Kmart rear bar, roof racks, got the dual battery setup, ARB fridge. We've got pretty much everything we can think of. We like to give it a hard time, put it to work, lock in the hubs, get it working, get it grubby. I've only been in the scene for about 3 months, and in that 3 months we've been to Jacob Farm out at Kellington a couple of times. We've been out here Loveday about 3 or 4 times. We've been up to the Flinders. We've been out Marion in the dunes. I grew up in Queensland and I want to head back to Fraser Island. They got some really nice tracks in the island there, it's good. We're down here at the muster. We've got the family down here, got the kids having some monster truck rides, having a good day, family fun event, good time had by all.
For information on how to be one of the lucky Your Rig winners, keep an eye on the 4 Wheel Drive TV Facebook page for updates. And each weekly winner takes home a copy of Blitz magazine, a copy of Wild Deer and Hunting Adventures magazines, an electric blue span set snatch strap, a Manel Motors stubby holder, a litre of emergency gear oil thanks to 360 gearboxes, a stubby of Bundaberg ginger beer, an Any-Sharp knife sharpener thanks to Kiesler, a set of the stronger than standard expander pegs, a 12-volt small device solar charger thanks to Roller Solar, a Mean Mother recovery strap and drying bag, a copy of Bow Hunter magazine, one of the new Nava pocket LED lights, a Nava Palm LED light, a DP chip stubby holder, a DP chip diesel power hat, a bottle of responsive additive thanks to Responsive Engineering, a pair of 4 Wheel Drive TV stickers, an ARB 4B and Ariel drink bottle, an ARB LED headlamp, a pair of Handheld UHF radios in the Oricom UHF tradie pack, a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's dipping, basting and marinating sauce. And it's all neatly packaged up in an ARB cargo gear carry bag.
Just like to say thanks to 4 Wheel Drive TV, thanks for the prize packs, love your show, love all the good things you do with all the great equipment that you got. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the Superior Engineering Superflex sway bar kit that we've now designed to suit the GQ and GU patrols. We're going to now fit this onto the GU patrol now that we've put the Superflex arm on and show the different amounts of flex you can achieve. Now a little bit about this sway bar setup. As you can see, these are pretty big sway bars. They're a 24mm rear and a 27mm front. They come with heavy duty sway bar links, polyurethane bushes, and they've got the hardware. They relocate in a totally different spot than what the factory ones are. We supply all nuts and bolts and everything with it, so it's all going to be an easy setup. No modifications or anything like that. I'll show you a factory OE one. So this is one I've got here. Now this is, you wouldn't think so, this is a standard patrol rear one, so it's tiny compared to the Superior one. Now you'd sort of wonder, well, how's that going to flex more when it's twice the size? The difference is how long we've made the legs here. So they're sort of almost twice as long. What's happening on a patrol, if you can imagine, when it's articulating, your sway bar is swinging up like this. Now you can only go so far, and then your link to the chassis isn't going to let the diff actually drop any further. That's why sway bar disconnects actually work so well, because it then allows the diff to go further. Now what we've done is made that link further there with a different bracket, so that's going to allow the arm is just going to go up only about half the angle of what a factory one would, so you're going to get more down travel. So we've got, this goes over the diff just like an OE one would, exactly the same. Now that's your standard front one, which is that way. So as you can see, ours is a lot bigger now. We couldn't go as long as we did on the front. We didn't really need to, because the rear being a 5-link, it's going to flex way more anyway. So as you can see there, we went as long as we could with where we had to fit the brackets onto the car. We've still got the drop down here to go around the big exhaust systems. If you're running like a 3-inch exhaust or something like that, these are still going to fit on there. So what we'll do, we'll fit one of these complete setups in the GU, and we'll bring it back in here and we'll get some more measurements.
I was wrong, but you.
Hey, I'm Tyler from Team Patrol Apart. We're here racing at Reedy's 4-wheel drive mania this weekend, filling in for Team Bitters, number 2. We've had a great weekend, just playing around with some good mates. It's been good. It's basically just a GQ Patrol short wheelbase. We've extended the wheelbase, put an LS1 in it, bob to the front. Other than that, it's a pretty basic car. It's just reliable, which is good. It's a pretty small car, which is good for the tight stuff. You really find that you get a competitive edge when you can hook it into corners. This car's mainly used to do cliffhanger every year. We were going to take it to Outback this year, but I don't think it'll happen. We plan to do Ironman Adventure Challenge, probably next year. Whether it be in this car or a new one, we're not sure, but we work well as a team together and we enjoy it so much. We'd like to thank Patrol Apart. They help us out with everything, which is really good. BC Automotive, our tuners, they're doing an awesome job. We're really happy with the car. And Commodore reckon for their support always with engine parts and all that. We'll definitely be back for the next Reedy's 4-wheel drive mania, which we've had a great weekend. I don't know when it is yet, but we're going to be here.
Well, thank you for watching another great episode of 4-Wheel Drive TV. Don't forget the website, 4wheeldrivetv.com.au, and make sure you follow 4-Wheel Drive TV on Facebook. I'm Simon Christie. Tread lightly, keep it safe, play hard. I look forward to your company next week.